I'm Annemari de Silva. I'm currently a researcher at the International Center for Ethnic Studies. I'm also a lay activist within the Catholic community in Sri Lanka. The Feminist Catholic Network was formed in response to the increasing intervention of religious leaders in matters of women's rights, particularly in sexual and reproductive health rights. We were alarmed. We were a group of concerned ordinary Catholics that got together. We were alarmed by the response of the Church to policy decisions about women's access to safe abortion. So the group of us got together, decided that we needed to provide Sri Lanka's Catholic community with an alternative voice. And from that inception, we've continued to give Sri Lankan Catholics an alternative voice and public presence. So what's been alarming, consequent to the recent Easter attacks and the communal violence that's come after that, is that there's been a continued sort of war on women's reproductive autonomy. Instead of dealing with national security issues, what's happened is women's attire, their ability to move about freely, and their ability to choose what's right and safe for them in terms of their bodily autonomy has been severely restricted. There especially has been a lot of myths around sterilization practices, both in terms of food and clothing that a certain community might give, as well as medical procedures that are under the radar. All of these are mythical, but it centers on this anxiety to control women's bodies. So that has been kind of an unexpected and really absurd consequence of this communal violence. And it has no sense, and it's a way of detracting from actual national security issues where the government and any other related players should be addressing actual communal violence instead of trying to continue controlling women's bodies. So consequent to the Easter attacks and the communal violence, there's been a concentration on trying to control women's bodies. So that could come in the sense of trying to control what they wear and how they access public health care. The reason that this is happening is because it is easier to distract the public onto issues that pertain to women's bodily autonomy, because that seems to be a pet pleasure of society, rather than addressing serious national security issues that could be politically sensitive and politically inconvenient for certain players to address. The thing is, this is able to go through because we don't have proper representation from women, both on a parliamentary level or other political representative levels, as well as within institutions such as our religious organizations. So when you don't have strong women's voices being sought after for their expertise and their opinions, then you create a society in which you're able to continue controlling women's bodies and not dealing with the problems at hand.